Another controversy unearthed late last week ahead of tonight's debate. But in comparison to the Trump tape, this one has been covered much less by the media. I'm talking, of course, about leaked transcripts of paid speeches Hillary Clinton gave to Wall Street and to other moneyed groups. Fox News correspondent Shannon Bream has details from those unearthed speeches.
We can never let Wall Street wreck Main Street again. I spoke out against Wall Street when I was a senator from New York.
That's Hillary Clinton last April during the Democratic primary. But new emails WikiLeaks claims are directly linked to Clinton and some of her closest associates appear to show that she repeatedly boasted of her close ties to Wall Street, including remarks WikiLeaks says she made to a law firm that, quote, when I was a senator from New York, I represented and worked with so many talented principled people who made their living in finance. The latest document dump appears to confirm a long-time accusation. Hillary Clinton says one thing on the campaign trail and another behind closed doors. It's a suspicion she seemed to confirm herself in a 2013 speech WikiLeaks says she gave to the National Multi-Housing Council. Quote, if everybody's watching, you know, all of the backroom discussions and the deals, you know, then people get a little nervous, to say the least. So you need both a public and a private position.
We came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt.
That's Clinton in 2014. Just 2 months earlier, she allegedly told Goldman Sachs and BlackRock that she was kind of far removed from her middle-class upbringing. Quote, because the life I've lived and the economic, fortunes that my husband and I now enjoy.
Trump represents the same rigged system that he claims he's going to change.
That's the language voters heard throughout the primaries. But in a speech at Deutsche Bank in 2014, Clinton reportedly cast doubt on whether the system is rigged at all, saying, quote, even if it may not be 100% true, if the perception is that somehow the game is rigged, that should be a problem for all of us.
Hillary Clinton is for open borders.
PolitiFact rated that claim false when Rudy Giuliani said it at the RNC and cited this campaign soundbite as evidence that Hillary Clinton doesn't support open borders.
We need to secure our borders. I'm for it. I voted for it. I believe in it. And we also need to deal with the families, the workers who are here, who have made contributions, and their children.
But in 2013 remarks to a Brazilian bank, she allegedly advocated for just the opposite. Quote, my dream is a hemispheric common market with open trade and open borders. Sometime in the future with energy that is as green and sustainable as we can get it, powering growth and opportunity for every person in the hemisphere.
The Clinton campaign has refused to confirm the authenticity of the emails, which were released on Friday night by WikiLeaks, but they're also refusing to deny that the speech excerpts are actually authentic.
So what are they actually saying?
They're saying that, if you heard John Podesta, he said, well, I can't go through and see what's real and what's fake. There's not time to go through them all. But when pressed on these transcripts, if you saw Donna Brazile on Last Hour with Bret Baier, she refused to talk about releasing them or whether they're legit.
You know what that means to me? They're legit. You don't have to say that. And thank you very much. Karl Rove and Joe Trippier are back to react on the possible political fallout of these leaked Wall Street transcripts. Gentlemen, first to you, Joe. My sense, as you just heard me say to Shannon, is that the fact that they won't confirm or deny suggests that they recognize that these transcripts are on the up and up. Your thoughts?
No, I think that could be true, but I think in the end, look, Hillary Clinton's got some explaining to do, and she'll have to answer this. I'm sure tonight she'll get asked. But we're in a situation where, once again, Trump's sort of dominating the cycle right now, and his predicament, I'd much rather be in hers than his right now. And so I think tonight's debate, it's really going to be his to try to save his candidacy. I don't think this may be damaging, but I don't think it's going to be something that her candidacy's on the line the way his is.
Karl?
Sex beats money, and video beats paper, and the attacks on him are coming from a video about sex, and the attacks on her are coming from paper about money. So he's in a worse shape than she is, but he has to use this as the way to go back on the offense, it strikes me, because it gives him a chance to go at a weakness. If there's one thing we think about Hillary Clinton, it is that she will say and do anything in order to get elected. And another thing we believe about her is that she will necessarily curry favor with the people that she thinks can bring them power and advantage. And so these things are, I think colloquy between you and Shannon about what these things are. They refuse to say, they refuse to go through it doesn't take anything. All they got to do is pass out the transcripts, and we'll make the decisions as to whether or not they're accurate or not. But I agree with you, they're accurate. And so this is something that he can use to go on offense. It's a heck of a lot better than trying to relitigate Bill Clinton's manifold sins, and it gives him a chance to go at something that people are concerned about. And the people up for grabs, this is her weakness. This is why one of the 2 or 3 principal weaknesses she has. She's untrustworthy and dishonest, and this simply goes to prove it.
Well, Joe, let me follow up with a question here. She's had some difficulty with younger voters and those that supported Bernie Sanders, and I'm sure the Clinton campaign's concern is, particularly with young voters, is that they won't turn out to vote for her. Doesn't this problem, particularly as relates to something like the border question, where she has absolutely stated one position, and now we hear her talking about how she's dreaming, that she dreams of a time of open borders, and this cozy relationship with Wall Street, don't those things kind of combine to reinforce the doubts about her to the point where they could affect turnout, unless, of course, the Trump thing
I don't think the specifics of open borders and open trade affects young people as much as she tells us one thing and does another. But the Wall Street thing clearly does go to the heart of a lot that the Sanders and millennial voters are concerned about.
But I think
Joe,
the key here is does Trump have the discipline to make this case? So I agree with a lot of what Carl said tonight. He's got to be contrite, show humility, and then take it to these kinds of issues and the divide and the contrast between him and her on these issues. In the past, but if he's coming in here loaded for bear to go after Bill Clinton, we'll see what happens. But if that's where he's going, there's no way he's going to come out of this debate with any chance to resurrect his candidacy.
Britt, one more quick thing. He has also got to go to something new. She's going to be prepared for with a response to all of these items that came up. She may not be prepared if he comes at her on another issue on which she's got the same problem of saying and doing different things at different times.
All right, Carl, Joe, thanks. We'll come back to you again later. Stay with us, please.